My God, you see, this week it's not only going to start with this fantastic news and fantastic information, fantastic message about some kind of accomplishment. This is seriously going to be such a powerful moment in your life, because you're going to feel something that you're going to feel something you've never felt before about yourself, about your achievement, and about exactly you're going to feel this sense of urgency about doing some necessary move, a necessary step when it comes to starting something new. This in itself is bringing this absolutely massive, important moment of self-discovery that you're going to find beneficial like never before. That amazing moment of self-discovery, it's on one hand going to start a process of healing after everything you've been everything you've been through so far, but it's on another hand also going to create this moment of self-discovery where it's clearly going to show you something which is going to inspire you, like that you're not going to be able to stop thinking about whatsoever. You will know exactly that now it's time to dive in. Now it's time to dive in as much as you can. It's about exploring your options, and it's about being as open-minded as you possibly can, and it's about understanding what a massive impact on every single aspect of your life this is going to make. But then again, you need to be as open-minded as you possibly can, because this is a very powerful time that we are finding ourselves at, and it's literally all about us. You do understand, of course, that this is happening in the month of October. At the end of October we have Samhain. Some people call it Halloween. This is a very powerful time of the actual year. So it's not only about the end of the month, but it's about the energy which is going to be with us throughout the month of October, and even more so, it's going to spread further into the month of November. Just the first week of November, we are still finding this energy so beneficial. And what do I mean by this? Well, we're gonna be like pretty much so more open-minded than we normally are. We're gonna be ridiculously intuitive, and this in itself is going to help us to elevate ourselves and see like certain things from a completely different angle. And this is so important because it's going to be followed by all sorts of messages, signs and indications in so many different ways what we should do and what most importantly we shouldn't do. So my gorgeous Aquamarini, this is going to be like such an important stage of your life, and it's coming as a gift, as a spiritual gift after so much you've been through over the last 2-3 years and even longer for some of you. This is important. So when it comes to that amazing accomplishment, you see where this is going to take you. It's going to show you some kind of a new project, clearly, something that is going to inspire you, and you're going to feel this urgency to create something. You're going to feel this desire you haven't felt in ages. You're going to feel this power. You know, this potential is going to be highlighted, but that potential, it's also going to come in a form of a new opportunity, and it's also going to come in a form of a new potential in your life as well, especially in terms of growth. Like, where do you need to go after this stage of your life, and what do you need to do? Okay, absolutely brilliant, which is naturally going to put you in a mode of like contemplation. So now this is just going to create such a boom, such a balance that you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it whatsoever. Maybe you were neglecting this part of yourself, your own achievement, bless your heart, and everything that you've been through and everything that you've done, because you were putting other people for so long as a number one. And the more unselfish you were, and you know, the more impact on your life this is actually going to have, and the more bigger, like the more powerful contemplation you feel, because this is now going to start changing things for you in terms of priority. It's like, oh my God, so much is going to start changing here. You will see this, and you really need to follow your passion. And even if like the weirdest things come to you that you should be doing this like like something that lots of people couldn't understand, just go for it, do it. We as a spiritual beings, we are like so similar, but then on another hand, we are completely different. It so depends so much on our spiritual journey and our karma, what we have been doing in this life from the very beginning, but it also depends on so many other aspects of us from our past lives as well. It's all coming into it right now. So this is why it's important to be honest with yourself, because there is something that you will want to do that lots of people wouldn't be able to understand. But let me tell you again, if 5 million people are walking this way, and if you are the only one who is going to walk this way, come baby, walk this way. This is exactly what you need to do. And this is what the contemplation, you're just going to be surprised how passionate you are feeling now suddenly about starting something new. And let me tell you, this is not something that just came out of the blue, baby. No, baby, no. This is something, some kind of idea and realization that you had within the last year, or maybe even a year ago. You had this realization before, but then so many problems came up that you had to deal with. Bless yourself, bless your heart, and then you've just lost yourself in this web of like trying to kind of catch up with so much in order to help to other people in your life. And this is why you have lost yourself, and this is why this is so important, because the right thing is indeed going to be highlighted. So I did say a new project, an idea and all that, but it's not new. It's something that was on your mind before, but it's still new. If you know what I mean, it would still be new. It's an idea that you've already had, and only now, my gorgeous aquamarine, it's the time to actually go for it. Like, go for it as fast as you possibly can. So that's why when it comes to this contemplation, this thinking, there is a lot going to be on your mind, and almost as if you're going to be thinking, oh my God, no, I'm selfish. No, baby, no, you ain't no selfish. You're not selfish. You're the least selfish person in this world. Do not cut the corners when it comes to yourself. Just do it, what you want to do. Almost as if you will want to make a certain step, certain move, but then you're going to be worrying about other people in your life, maybe so no, you need to come out of this equation. You really need to come out of this equation, because this is something that it's going to kind of make you to resist the changes in life that you shouldn't resist. You need to understand that one cycle has come to an end, and whenever one cycle comes to an end, it's the beginning of a new cycle in your life, new stage in your life. And this is what this new cycle is bringing you. It's reminding you of this idea that you had within the last year, and this is something that is going to help you to stand on your own 2 feet. Don't get me wrong with this. You make this out of this whatever you want, but it's also going to help you to prove your points to yourself and to so many other people. And trust me, you are going to feel and be so much happier. You are, because this is the part of your destiny, your final destination, not final, but you know what I mean. This is the part of your destination. So this is going to be keep on popping back until forever, until you actually acknowledge the importance of it. So this contemplation is in itself kind of going to be like a little bit of a difficult choice that you're going to be facing here, because you are going to realize that priorities are slowly but surely changing, and now you're just going to need to be almost like as you're still going to be defensive of something, and you need to kind of be very brave here, very strong here, because at the same time you're also going to be kind of dealing with the burden, with the problem that was slowing you down for so long. This problem and burden that was slowing you down for so long, it's involving like a few different people in your life, maybe a few different family members. I mentioned them before, and this is something that it's not going to go away just yet, but you just need to be careful about this, a little bit, not to overreact when it comes to that particular thing. This is the only thing that you're still going to need to be clever about, you're going to need to be smart about, you're going to need to be intelligent about, and I think you will know exactly what I mean. So every single priority is going to change, but when it comes, priorities are going to be changing, but it's more about your mind and your focus. What are you actually going to be focusing on? But only when it comes to like a problem involving like a few different family members that became like a terrible burden, this is something that it's still going to be ongoing enjoying for slightly longer, and something that you're going to be completely kind of like a careful about, because one of these people are going to come forward and pretend that they're really friendly, really nice, but they are kind of going to notice that you've changed. Your energy is going to become much more gentler. Your energy is going to be very light and very beautiful, only because you are going to be enjoying this dimension and vibration that you've already tapped in. So you're going to open up. But sadly, there is a certain family member who is going to try to take an advantage of you feeling like this, being a part of a different vibration. They're gonna kind of feel this goodness within you, but it's about someone who you already know that it's a very difficult person, and there is no way that that particular person is ever going to change, because all what they can see is just the money and financial situation. But I think that they're gonna be very, very naughty and quite evil a little bit, because they're gonna catch you in the wrong moment and try to like kind of use you for something, and then in the moment of goodness. And I need you to be very careful about it, and I need you to be very clever about it, to stand firm when you need to stand firm, but without allowing this person to know like what you actually know, because prior that moment in time there is another information that you are going to have about that particular person, and that information, it's really going to kind of prove your point that there is no way that this type of little bastard is ever going to change, this type of little snake is ever going to change. So there is already some kind of information that you're going to have, which is going to make you aware of that person trying to do something, so you are already going to be one step ahead. So this is one particular thing that you must not rush with, and you must not overreact with whatsoever, but also at the same time you have to protect your gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, gentle energy from somebody like this. So what do I mean by that? When they come up and they do something really unusual, something too nice to be true for somebody like this, just go along with it. Pretend how glad you are, pretend how happy you are. I know it sounds really crazy, but that's the best way to protect your energy, to make this other person feel like you are going along with this game or whatever, and only like 3 weeks later you are gonna have your point proven, because there is some kind of clarity that you are going to actually gain, and it is gonna come in the form of the actual confirmation, the biggest confirmations ever. So this is what you need to do. And what are you kind of thinking about also in terms of protecting your energy? That particular idea that you've had, for the love of God, this is something that you must not say to absolutely anybody. Maybe just like a best friend, or maybe somebody who is like very, very close to you, like somebody ridiculously close to you, but to nobody else. You know what I mean? This is something that you really, for this moment in time, you just literally need to keep it to yourself or whatsoever, because it's the part of something really, really big, and it's the part of like a huge step which you are going to make, which is gonna deal with several different issues within the next few weeks, and so much is going to unfold, especially when it comes to those parts of your life where you thought that, you know, the certain things are gonna be negative like forever. No, they're not going to, but you just need to give it a time, a little bit. Now this is kind of a big moment of your own breakthrough, my gorgeous Aquamarini, indeed. So you are really going to find yourself like kind of thinking about that idea, and then at the same time somebody very close to you, somebody really beautiful like a friend of yours, or somebody very, very genuine and very close to you, and somebody very open-minded, somebody like really spiritual, somebody who taps into spiritual world ever so often, and somebody who's like a psychic or a medium or something like that, somebody ridiculously open, you know, some kind of beacon of light, and somebody who's like super genuine when it comes to this. It's gonna actually confirm this like idea for you yet again, and that person confirmed that idea before, but now you feel very strong connection to that particular person who is going to tell you what an impact on your life this is actually going to make. Not that you needed this, but it's going to come from somebody who is able to see things that lots of other people are not, type of thing. And you know this because this was proven to you over and over and over again so many different times, you know, in your life, on your spiritual journey, because it's to do with somebody, sorry, It's to do with somebody who you really know really well. It's to do with somebody who you know really, really well. And it's to do with somebody who you know like for a very, very long time indeed. That particular person is going to answer your question when it comes to you still kind of doubting yourself about something. And once that happens, you're also like kind of going to, once that happens, you're also almost immediately going to have somebody else on your mind, somebody in your life, somebody directly connected to you who is also going to need your help for something, okay? And you're just suddenly going to be reminded of this person in your life, somebody close to you who has done something terrible in their past, and now something stupid little silly mistake, and because of that now they're suffering, and you feel sorry for them because they've done a mistake, and they acknowledge they did something and they've done some kind of mistake, and they're suffering so much, and that person is going to be on your mind. For the love of God, you need to immediately contact that person. You need to immediately get in touch with that person, because that person is thinking about something very kind of weird and strange, and you're the only one who can actually sway them away from that particular path. This is so important, my gorgeous Aquamarini. I know I'm being all sad and negative and down, but this is like life, you know. It's like there are beautiful things in life, but life is not always easy. Life is not always like beautiful. Life is not always pretty, you know. The life on this earth can be very, very difficult indeed. It's meant to be difficult, you know. It's meant to be difficult. But on another note, we all chose to come here. We all chose our own families. We all chose our friends even before we came to this earth, you know. It's just that we only remember this for the first 2 or 3 years while we are babies, when we can't even talk. After that, we just go on to the next level of our journey. But then again, this is just a completely different subject for now that I could talk about for hours, and I'm sure you don't want me to talk about things for hours, you know. But anyway, so, and also you are really gonna, the last drop, which is going to be so important, is this moment at the beginning of this week where you're going to look at something, and something is just so terribly going, not terribly, something is going to remind you of your past, but from a long time ago. Something is going to make you so nostalgic, and then you're going to be thinking about the specific people and the certain situations in your life, and then suddenly you're going to realize how much something is missing in your life, my gorgeous Aquamarini. Suddenly you're going to have this moment of nostalgia, and you're going to tap into like parts of your life that were going on like a long time ago, and then you're going to be thinking about specific people, specific situation, and then you're going to tap into it when it comes to your lifestyle, when it comes to the way you live your life and what's missing in your life, you know. It's going to be highlighted. So this is all part of your direction. There is a very specific reason why this is happening right now, because at the same time it's going to answer really big question, like how to deal with a specific challenge. And that's the way to deal with the specific challenge that you are at around the midweek going to stumble upon with already. So this is why it's always important to follow our passion and to follow signs, to follow sacred messages. This in itself is going to be a really, really sacred message, my gorgeous Aquamarini, for you in so many different ways. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I really want to highlight, and I did say this before, I know that a lot is going to be going on throughout this week. So you are going to feel a little bit tired, you are going to feel just a little bit anxious and just a little bit stressed, okay? And that's why I highly recommend you to take a natural B vitamin complex, okay? B vitamin complex, and I highly suggest you to take this the very first thing in the morning in a liquid form. Very important indeed. This natural vitamin B complex needs to be in a liquid form because it's the best in terms of absorption, but it also needs to be without chemicals, without any additives, without any unnecessary ingredients. And you need to make sure that every single B vitamin is made naturally, not synthetically, because no baby, no, there is no point then to take this whatsoever. So please, like, just try to take a natural vitamin B complex the very first thing in the morning in a liquid form. It will tell you, you know, how much of the you know, it comes with that little sucker, you know, that thing, and then it's gonna tell you on directions whether it's the whole sucker or whatever, you know, like a few different drops. It really depends who is making this, you know, but you put just a certain amount of drops, you know, underneath your tongue the very first thing in the morning. You wait 20 seconds and then you just kind of swallow this, and this is gonna really give you a nice little boost the very first thing in the morning. But it's like energy boost. It's brilliant, but it's also gonna be super beneficial for anxiety, stress and things like that, which I do think that you're going to find extremely beneficial. And on another note, you're also going to need something like an additional protein. Try to eat food which is going to be high in protein. And on another note, the third thing that you really need, it would be organic moringa powder. I did recommend this before. Organic moringa powder, especially when it comes to the mind-blowing amount of vitamins and minerals that you get in this absolutely crazy supplement. Moringa powder, it's made of the leaves of this particular tree, which is one of the most nutritious leaves that you can actually get in this world. It's mind-blowing. It comes with a whole range of vitamins and minerals, which is going to re-energize you. It is going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system, but then at the same time it's going to give you potassium, and potassium is something specifically which you are going to need, my gorgeous aquamarini. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous aquamarini, when it comes to the midweek, you know, you are going to be working on something really important. You're going to like be fully into something. You're going to be like really enjoying yourself, whatever this is. You know, maybe you like painting, maybe you like drawing, maybe you like creating things. There is something that you're going to feel so creative about, and you're going to be like full of energy when it comes to that particular thing. And this is important to mention because we do find ourselves in a completely different dimension when we are so happy to do something and something makes us creative. It means that it affects every single part of our physical body in a positive way. It starts the process of healing, but at the same time, spiritually, something really powerful happens to us because we expand our mind. You know, we expand our mind, which means that on one hand, we start thinking about all sorts of things without even realizing. But then again, we just go that a little bit further with our mind when it comes to, in terms of an insight, when it comes to us not even realizing this. So in terms of insight, something is going to come to you, how, you know, suddenly you're going to realize, oh my God, I've been stabbed in the back so many times, darkness, sadness, negativity, oh my God. But then again, you're going to realize that something very bad has come to an end. You're going to realize that you're so close to something, you're so close to an ending. Some kind of ending is like very, very close. And you're not going to be able to kind of explain this. You're not going to be able to talk about this, but you're just going to know this. Your eyes are going to be open here. The fantastic moment of awakening in so many different ways, a brilliant moment of liberation, because this was holding you down when it comes to you being a free spirit. And you do not like when you're free, my gorgeous aquamarini, because you like floating around this, which is brilliant. So now, you know, this is going to come as a sudden change, like basically, because now it's going to come as a sudden change really out of the blue. But then again, it's the moment of awakening, and it's also bringing a sudden insight, sudden change, which is bringing a sudden insight. And the sudden insight, like you are gonna suddenly know, you're gonna have this idea, what is the best thing to do with the money and the finances in order to save the finances. I know it sounds crazy, but this is where you're gonna have this idea completely out of the blue. It's gonna lead towards realization, an idea that you're gonna become passionate about, but it's also a lot to do with you doing the right thing in the long run to actually save the money. And only a couple of days later, you're going to realize, oh my God, this was all part of my vision. This was all part of my vision. But you're going to need an additional couple of days to see how things are going to unfold in terms of your understanding. It's going to go somewhere completely different. So you will realize, oh my God, this is a part of my vision. But it's a lot about you living your life the way you want to live your life and enjoying things that you're not enjoying things right now. In terms of like maybe even luxury and things that this is all coming with your own achievement and with your own hard work, but it's also coming as a moment where you're going to realize that we do not live this life forever. We should make the most out of this life. You're going to realize the power of rewarding yourself as well. Absolutely brilliant indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, it's like another thing here. It's like, you are going to like, what's going to happen at around the end of the week? You are going to kind of discover something. You're going to discover something like you're going to find yourself being in like somewhere completely unplanned. This is crazy. And it's going to happen in an abrupt way. Like, for example, you will really kind of have something planned to go somewhere, and you will think maybe subconsciously, even consciously, I want to go there, I want to do this, I want to go on the beach or something, or I want to go to the certain restaurant, and then in a very abrupt way you're going to change your mind because you're going to have a very good reason for that. There is going to be a very good reason for you to change your mind for not doing something that you were looking forward to do for such a long time. But where you're going to be brought to the which part of your journey, it's going to be out of this world. Oh my God, because you are going to be brought to a certain stage of your spiritual journey where you're going to discover something that you would never discover otherwise, which is going to clearly going to inspire you. It's going to make you feel very passionate, and it's going to make you feel very, very kind of thirsty for knowledge. It's going to reflect on your mental and your spiritual energy, and it's also going to be like kind of connected to some kind of a mind-blowing creative opportunity that is going to come in as a happy surprise, but it's at the same time going to give you courage to kind of do something what you're really passionate about, but also at the same time this is going to bring such a high standards into your life as well. After that moment in time, you're going to be like, oh my God, almost as if you're going to need some time to kind of ground yourself and to recenter yourself, because this in itself is bringing the whole new world of possibilities to you at a time when you least expected, and let alone how this actually happened. Crazy. So you're going to need some time for grounding, relaxing, you're going to be chilling out, and then intuitively, you are going to have this confirmation that you will just know, kind of, you're going to connect and reconnect to your spirit guides, to your guardian angels, and almost as if you're going to feel someone or something around you along the way, or something that's going to happen around you, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm not by myself. But you're going to love this moment of mystery because you will know that you're being guided. So somehow you will know that someone or something is around you, and you're most certainly going to be guided. And this is going to give you courage. This is going to give you self-esteem, especially when it comes to you now understanding that you're going to have to prepare for this. This is to do with a big progress. This is to do with an expansion. This is to do with like a preparation progress, but it's also to do with a really important wise choice, which is on one hand going to bring you towards one of the biggest wishes of your life, one of the biggest dreams of your life. You're going to be so close to it. And then on another hand, it's also some also very horrible and annoying and very dark responsibility, slowly but surely gonna start falling away here. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.